Bounce. Alright, how's it going everyone? This is GT21 signing in, and today we are playing some Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. And I want to take on some For Glory. But before I do that, today's character is going to be my main. You know, I have to start strong and safe. So what better way than to start with the character that I'm most comfortable with, Megamain. So the reasons why I like Megamain and why I prefer him when it comes down to all other characters is just the fact that he's all about distance, you know. He never has to be in direct contact with them, or he doesn't have to be, you know. You can always stay at a pretty normal length. And when they come at you, just run away and throw saw blade backwards. So I'll be showing you some tactics I use when I play Megamain, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two if you're interested in this and you want to main him as well, and you just want to get better. And this is a good resource, you know, gather all your knowledge of what you learned from me and others and apply them and modify them to fit your style. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first thing you want to know is just the combo. The normal first combo that every Megamain knows is down grab, forward air. And that's pretty much it, just down grab and forward air. Most people know just that much. And that's it. But what do I know? I have forward air, a down grab, forward air, and then down tilt. And it hits them at low percentages. But then I add in a saw blade. So, down grab, forward air, down tilt, saw blade, and then whatever comes natural after that. Because by then they'll tech, which means get out of the way. I think. I'm not too sure on that. Don't quote me on that. So that's one tactic. All right. Primarily, what I use is the saw blade. There's some Megamans that just use pellets. I prefer saw blades because you can stun them, and when they're stunned like that, you can reach in and grab them and do as you wish. So whenever they're stunned, you can grab them, do whatever you want, and apply that combo. Another tactic I use is when I grab them and I throw them upwards, I throw a saw blade, and what they'll naturally do, they'll just dodge like that. And by dodging like that, you cannot get out of the way. So they come really like pretty much towards me, and by doing so, I can just charge this thing up and hit them with it. And they'll fly upwards again, and I'll throw another saw blade, and if they're dumb enough, they'll dodge again, and then I can retry it. But it usually works only 2 times at most. By the 3rd time, they're like really smart, and they're like, okay, you got me once, but you're not gonna give it 3 times, okay? Because I mean, that's pretty much like I gotta check myself into insane asylum if I fall for that again, you know. And if they do fall for that, then they're just a kid and should probably just back out of that match, because you're just too intense, and you know, it's just not fair to them. But anyways, so do that, hit them, and then do that. That works half the time. Only once per opponent, unless they're just really intimidated by you. That they're just trying to dodge no matter what. So I showed you 2 tactics, I think. This next one, down saw blade. When you throw a saw blade downwards, I don't know why it's not going downwards. When you throw it downwards, you create a sense of dominance. Like, hey, are you coming at me? Bam, you're gonna get hit by that. So sometimes, like if they're Donkey Kong, they want to come at you and try to hit you. So if they do that, you can just throw a saw blade and jump over them. You create a sense of a barrier. And also sometimes when you're like this far apart, Usually they want to hit you as fast as they can, or as hard as they can. What I do, I just run away and then throw a saw blade backwards. Run away, throw a saw blade backwards. I run away and I throw a saw blade. I can't even say it. Okay, so that's some good ass tactics. There's also the back air, which is a good killing move. Kills them at high percentages. Usually what people do, they just literally pivot into it. They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna turn, bam, do my ballerina dance and do that. What I do sometimes, I just dash towards them, jump and dodge, air dodge. I rush to them, I air dodge, and then I hit them backwards. You know, really fast. You know? So let me show you it, speed. Like that. It hits them sometimes. You don't know what to expect. Also, you can just hit them with pellets, and usually when they get hit with pellets, they usually want to get out of the way, so if they roll towards you, you can down tilt. So then you down tilt and you have them at your grasp. What else? I also use the down air as a projectile. So if they're really hard to hit with just normal attacks, I usually hit them with down airs like that. I just use it as projectile. Usually they won't stay right there. They usually roll over, and if they do, I shoot that way instead, and they get hit. You know, so take that into account. And also, I don't really use sticky bombs, but you can. It's a good distracting move. Like as soon as they hit with it, they just want to block until it explodes, and by doing so, you can come at them and grab them away. Either that, or they try to come at you. They run towards you, try to put it on you. You know. So another interesting tactic I use is I throw them outwards, and then I throw a saw blade at them so they'll dodge it, and then I throw an arm down air, which can meteor smash. You know, some people just throw the arm, and honestly, I find it more useful to throw a saw blade because that's where they dodge it, and they're like, oh, he's gonna throw an arm. Oh no, he threw a saw blade, which I dodged, so now you could throw the arm and hit them. So yeah, what else? The leaf shield is a good hitting move. So if they're spamming something and you can't touch them, so sometimes I face Kirby's that just dodge in the air so much, and it's kind of annoying because they can jump like 6 times, and so if they just keep doing that, really hard to hit them. So that is when I apply the leaf shield and I just jump into them. I'm just like, oh, you wanna air dodge? Okay, I'll just jump around you then. You know. It's a good move to annoy them. You know, some people just use it just to grab them and stuff, but you can use them however you feel is necessary in the circumstance. One interesting thing that I seem to notice is that if you throw them outwards and then you grab the leaf shield and then throw it at them, they dodge it, and then you can like hit them with the arm. You know, of course, this guy's not gonna do it because he's not. Humans and CPUs think differently. But I suggest you try that. It really does make a difference. So, and as for the up air, it kills at high percentages. I don't know if I've touched on that. No, I haven't. The up air, whenever people throw you upward, they immediately like want to like throw you the tornado, and I think that's very amateur because you can dodge it. Like most human instincts just dodge it. They're just like, oh, you're throwing it up air. I mean, I can just dodge it. So what I do instead, I throw them upwards, throw a saw blade upwards, and then use a tornado, because if in the right circumstance, they'll dodge the saw blade, but they'll get hit by the tornado. So, and I'll be using these tactics in my For Glory mode, and you'll see them put to use. Hopefully I can use all of them, you know. Use them as a reference, you know, learn from them. If you have your own strategies, awesome, because your strategies and my strategies combined, you can be a pretty good player, a Megamain main. So I just throw the saw blade in all directions where I assume they're gonna go, you know. And sometimes they'll do that. Sometimes they'll be really scared that they just dodge and comes towards you, and when they do that, just hit them with the forward smash. I usually use a forward smash when I know I can kill them, and sometimes if I'm really close, I just hit them with the pellets like that. It knocks them back when you're at close range, you know. Whenever you're far, it just makes them flinch. So yeah, Megamain's a mid-range fighter. You know, he's all about keeping a distance. So if you can, before I played as him, and I would play like every other character, I didn't like him because I knew there was like a certain way of playing him, and I just wasn't used to that play style. But I know that once I tried him and I learned his ways, I actually really enjoyed him. He's my main, like I said now, because he's a very safe choice to choose whenever you face anyone. Because I like Captain Falcon, I like Sonic, but those characters don't have projectiles, so you have to come at your opponents, and they can just block, and it's easy to get killed with them when you know, because you're rushing at them, you're just a target really close to them. So Megamain's mid-range, so he's always at a distance, so it's hard for them to touch you. So is that everything? You know, saw blades upwards over there, sticky bomb, leaf shields. Use it to distract them, or use it whenever you throw it at them. Another interesting thing: use a leaf shield right here in the cliff, and just by being here, and they're trying to like grab onto the cliff when you knock them outwards. If they're Captain Falcon and they try to do their up air, their Falcon dive, I think it's called, they'll get hit by this and they'll just fall, and then they'll try to do it again. Sometimes they'll do it too late and just die. So it's a pretty like easy thing to do, and it can be really annoying to them. So if you're ever given the circumstance with a close range fighter, try that. Okay, so yeah, just don't spam the leaf shield over here, because if you're over here and you're trying to jump out of the way, you're trying to up B, when you get knocked back with it, you can't. It won't allow you, so your first thing, you can only let go of it, and then you can do whatever you want. So use it wisely. One more thing I forgot to mention is that the running dash, the dash. Yeah, so I don't know what's the technical term. I'm blanking out on it right now, but the running dash is a good move to use. It really like hits them. It's really annoying, you know, when they get hit with it. Like they get annoyed with. It's annoying to them, not to us. So usually what they do when I use it whenever I know they're gonna roll backwards. Because by rolling backwards, they usually think I'm gonna hit it right here. Well, they usually think I'm gonna hit it right there where Donkey Kong is, and so usually they'll just roll out of the way and they'll be over here. So I'll just run that way and then just hit it off right there. So that's when I use it. I use it whenever I can read them and I know they're gonna roll. And I throw a saw blade that way, in that direction, at a diagonal direction, because sometimes they'll just naturally jump over like that, and sometimes they'll get hit with it too. So that's pretty much everything I know. And if I don't know one, oh, there's also the up tilt, but I find it hard to hit. Like, I find it really hard to hit. It's a really strong move. It's a really strong move. I can't even say that right. Wow. It's a really strong move, but so close range. One interesting tactic I saw when I faced a Megamain is that he throws a saw blade diagonal down towards you, and he comes into you, and then he up airs, up tilts, I mean. So let me show you. Okay, that was MLG. So like that, pretty much. I haven't tried it, but if I can learn this, it's gonna really improve my gameplay. Seems really easy to do, to pull off. But when it comes to playstyle, and this is for any character, I keep my distance. Like I play with them. I don't just come at them all the time. You don't want to come at them all the time because then you create a pattern. So sometimes you just want to back off. You're just like, oh, I'm going over here. Just kidding, you know. It creates like it's like you're pretty much dancing with your partner, and you want to create a great dance. So just back off sometimes, let them breathe, and come at them, poke at them, and just walk away. Come at them again. You know, there's really so many tactics you can use, and you know, for any character, you just want to be unpredictable. You want to try moves that you know that he didn't think you were gonna do. You know, if you always throw a saw blade at them, like just at this direction, they'll just naturally just jump over this one. You know, they'll just jump over. So sometimes you want to throw it upwards, even if they might not just jump. You know, just throw it upwards, and now it creates like a cage for them where they feel like they're less free to do as they wish, so they'll get hit. You know, sometimes I throw a sticky bomb like in the air, and it might hit them or it might not, but either way it's gonna intimidate them. Same thing with the shield. If I'm far away, I throw it at them and they get distracted by it, that I can like hit a move on them. Okay, so I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up my training video of Megamain. I hope you learned some great tactics. Like I said, use them. Use what I know and what you know and create something pretty awesome. I'll be playing some For Glory in the next video. Stay tuned for that. And hopefully I can use my tactics, you know. So thank you for watching. This is GT21 signing off. Have an awesome day.